Hello. So we are going to solve the problem which is count the residues prefix. Okay. You are given a string s consisting only lowercase English letters. A prefix of s is called a residues if the number of distinct characters in the prefix is equal to length of prefix by 3. Return the count of residues prefix in a s. A prefix is a single string is a non-empty substring that starts from the beginning of the string and extend to any point within it. Okay, so we need to find out how many residues are present in a string. And what is the residues? It is the number of a distinct character equal to the length of the prefix modulo by 3. So uh, it is the easy question on the weekly contest 484. So to find the uh, we need to find the size of the string first. Then we need to find um, okay. The next thing that we are going to do, we are going to iterate in the string. Okay. First we visit the 0 index, then 1 index, then 3 index. And at each index we are going to find out how many distinct element present before that, and we have the length. We can get the length from the index at which index we are present, and we are going to calculate, we are going to check that if the length of prefix modulo 3 is equal to the distinct character present in the prefix. If it is equal, then we are going to increment the answer value, which will be going to our final answer. So we are going to use unordered map. Okay, why we are using unordered map? To store how many character is the character at ith index is a distinct or not. If the character is already present in a string prefix or not. To find out that, we are going to use unordered map, which is which will be storing char as a key and int as a value. Then we are going to declare answer which is initially 0, which will be our final answer. Then we are going to iterate through all the string, which will be I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Then we are going to maintain the cnt also. The cnt will give you the distinct character present in the prefix. Okay, so first thing that we are going to do, we are going to check that if the element, if the character at ith position is present in a string or not. So we can do like m dot find, and we are going to find out s of I if it is giving m dot end, means the character is not present. So what we are going to do? So we are going to increment cnt, means we found the one another distinct character in a prefix, and we are going to add this into the map. So like this. Okay, okay, so we got that. Then we are going to check, what we are going to check, if cnt is equal to I plus 1. Okay, which will be the length of the prefix modulo by 3. If it is equal, then what we are going to do, sorry, uh, distinct character, then we are going to increase answer. Okay, after that we are going to return the answer. We Yes, we will run the code and check it is correct or not. It is correct, so we are going to submit that. Okay. Talking about the space complexity, it is using an unordered map which will be storing big of n. Okay. Um, and big of n. N is the nothing but the size of the string. Okay. Then talking about the time complexity, the loop is running for the big of n, and the map find function gives you log n, so it is n log n will be the time complexity. So we will go to the next question. Okay, so the next question is, you are given an integer array nums. Okay, a sub array nums is called centered if the sum of its elements is equal to the at least one element within that safe subarray. Return the length of a Return the number of a centered subarray of a nums. So they give you the example which is -1 1 0. So we can generate three subarrays like 0 -1 1 0 minus as a single subarray. Then we can do like 0 1 1 1 0 and 1 1 0. So if we make an subarray, then we are going to sum that subarray. If the sum and is present in a subarray as a number, so this is the centered subarray. So to solve this problem, we need to find the all the subarrays patterns. Okay, so how you can find? We can use a double loop, which is int n is equal to nums dot size. Then we are going to run a loop which is going to I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. Then we are going to run another loop which will be start from j is equal to I, j less than n, j plus plus. It will be generate all the subarrays in a nums. So we got the subarray. The next thing that we are going to do is finding the sum. To find the sum, we can maintain a sum, and sum is equal to 0, initialize with 0. Then the next thing that we are going to do is find out is the element is present in a string or not. So how we can do that? So we can use an unordered map which will be storing int comma int. We will give name n. In the next step that we are going to add that, so sum plus equal to nums dot j. So we got the sum, and what we are going to do, we are going to add nums j into the map as it is the part of the subarray. Then we are going to check if sum, if m dot find sum is equal to m dot n. If it is present, then we are going to increment the answer. We are going to initialize answer as a 0. If we found that, then we are going to increment the answer by +1. Okay, and then we are going to return the final answer, which is answer. Okay, it is giving me the wrong answer, so we are going to check that why it is giving the wrong. So Hmm. Okay, so we need to just, yes, nums.j, we're going to check some, okay, oh, sorry, not equal to, if it is present, then we are going to increment your some answer. Okay, so talking about the space complexity, we are using an unordered map, which will be storing the n elements present in an arms. So it is using big of n space complexity. Talking about the space complexity, which will be I is running from 0 to n, while the j is running from I to n. So it is near about n square, and we are using math find function to find the element in n subarray. So it will take log n, so it will become n square log n. So this is all about the second question. So we will move to the next question. So the next question is, you are given n words of n strings. Each string has a length m and contain only lowercase English letters. Two string s and t are similar if we can apply the following operation any number of times so that s and t becomes equal. Choose either s or t. Replace every letter in the chosen string with the next letter in the alphabetical cyclical. The next letter after Z is 0. Count the number of pairs indicates I comma j such that I comma j and comma I are similar. So we are going to find out if the two number is equal in the terms of Caesar cipher pair. So for that, what we need to understand what is Caesar cipher. In this, we are going to increment the values of a character by a specific key, which will be any key from 0 to 26, 0 to 25, as we are using zero index based. So, and we need to find is this element is equal to any other element present in a string. If it is equal, then that will be become our one pair. So we need to find the all the pairs, number of pairs present in the words array. So first we are going to change the okay, sorry. So first we are going to find out size of the words. The next thing that we are going to do is find out okay, in the next step we are going to add all the elements in a map so we can find is the string is already present in a map or not, in an array or not. So it will be int ordered map, okay, unordered, sorry. So it will be the next thing that we are going to do, we are going to add all the strings into the map with how many times they are occur. So we are going to just dot words dot I plus plus, okay. So then we are going to mention the answer, which will be 0, okay. In the next thing that we are going to run a loop, find all the pairs we can generate in a words. So we can use double loop for that. For int I is equal to 0, I less than n, I plus plus. We got the word. In the next step, Hmm. In the next step that we are running a loop which will be running from I is equal to 1, then I less than 25, I plus plus, sorry, 26, and okay, so it will be going to run 25. Then what the next thing that we are going to do is uh, we are going to go with the all the characters present in a word. So we are at the first word. So we are going to just int I is equal to, sorry, enter, sorry, j, 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 k is equal to 0, then k less than equal to word dot I dot size, okay, k plus plus. Hmm. In the next step, we are going to find t, and along with that, we are going to maintain the stem string, and t will become what? So basically, we are going to increment that by j. So um, we are going to shift all the characters in a words by the j number of times. So first we need to convert that word into the I comma k. So we got the characters. We are going to convert that into the number. Okay, we converted that. Then what we are going to do? We are going to just add j in that. Okay, and after that we are going to make modulo of 25 on that. Okay, modulo 25. Okay, we got the number. Then we are going to add this, and we are going to again convert that into the character. So we got the t, and we are going to push that t, temp dot push back t. After the shifting all the character, we got the final string, which will be temp. So we got the temp. In that, what we are going to do, sorry, so we need to add this position. Okay, so we are going to check. We found the temp. If the temp is already present in the map or not. So we are going to just check m.find temp. If it is present, m.n means we got the value. So how we are going to take that? So first we are going to mention the log, maintain the value. Okay, so it becomes val plus plus. Sorry, instead of that, maybe there are two or three similar strings are present, so we can use val is equal to m dot temp. Okay. Hmm. So we got that. Then the next thing that we are going to do for the answer, if similar strings are present, we are iterating from the 1 instead of 0. So what happen if there are similar strings are present in that? Okay, there is no need of that. You can just go with the 0 and instead of value. So we got the value. So we are going to return val modulo by 2. Okay, so 0 of 10. So AB with AB, and so they don't give ZA in that. What about ZA? Sorry, it should be from till the 26. Hmm. So I have solved this question before. We are going to check. Okay. So in that we are pushing that, we are checking, then we are going to add that val to 2 plus. And for the similar, we are just taking D, and we are for the similar element there will be D into D minus 1 by 2 combination will be present. And what is D? D is the how many times it occurs and how many pairs we can generate. If there are the three pairs, then 3 into 2, 5 by 2, which is 6 by 2, which will give you 3. So if there are three elements occurs similarly, or three similar words occurs, then there will be three combination will be present of that. And after that we got the value. And why we are going to val minus val divided by 2? Because every pair got I comma j and j comma I, and we are just choosing I comma j. So for that we need to do val by 2. After running that, it will going to solve this problem. Talking about the space complexity, so we are using unordered map, and which will be storing big of n is nothing but the size, and the space complexity will be big of n or the outer loop into big of n to the inner loop and multiply by 26 for this constant loop. So it is about big of m cross n. Okay.